What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. 2019 so far has been a pretty solid year for horror films. Now, there's still a few horror films coming out the rest of the year. Like we still got Doctor Sleep, Black Christmas, and all. But I gotta say, 2020 looks pretty solid for horror films as well. So what I'm gonna do in this video is mainly go down a list of the horror films that are scheduled to be released next year, and I'm also gonna talk about some of the ones that don't have release dates yet. So I'm not going to talk about every horror film's coming out next year because that's going to be one long video. But I'm mainly just going to talk about the interesting ones and the one that's rumored to come out next year. But anyway, with that being said, here is my horror 2020 movie preview. All right. Coming out on January 3rd, we got The Grudge. Or actually, it's going to be just called Grudge. Now, the original Grudge, the Sarah Michelle Gellar one is based on a Japanese horror film called John Hone, I think it was called, or I can't remember the original Japanese Grudge name. But the Sarah Michelle Gellar one, I really quite enjoyed, and the sequel wasn't all that good. But I'm kind of intrigued by this one. You know, for one, it's directed by Nicholas Pass, and that's a little worrisome because he also did direct that movie The Eyes of My Mother, which was okay. But he also recently just directed that movie Piercing with Mia Wasikowska, and I did not like that at all. But you know, we've been having like posters for this, so we should be getting a trailer pretty soon. I mean, it comes out on January 3rd, so. And it has a really good cast too. Like you got Andra Riseborough, you got Glow Girl, Betty Gilpin, you got Lynn Shays in this, John Cho, Damien Bashir, you got Jackie Weaver. Some really good cast members. So I'm kind of intrigued by it. And from what I heard, it's actually gonna be supposed to be more R-rated than the previous Grudge films, which I don't get how you can make an R-rated version of this. Like, there's not really much blood stuff. So, but we'll see how good it is. Anyway, opening on January 10th. Now, I'm still not really sure to consider this as a horror film. But that is Underwater, which stars Kristen Stewart, directed by the guy who gave us that thriller Signal that got released, years back. Now, I'm still not really sure to call this a horror film. It looks more like, those underwater horror films you see, like The Deep. It has like an alien feel to it. So I'm not really the trailer doesn't really indicate that it is a horror film, but there's some it looks like there's gonna be some creepy moments in this, so we'll see if it's a horror or not. But I'm kind of intrigued by it. I mean, the trailer decent. I'm actually a fan of Kristen Stewart. I don't care what anyone says. Like I've been saying, just like Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart. She could show that she's not just the Twilight girl. Like that girl's proven herself to be a really decent actress. So I'm kind of intrigued by Underwater. Almost said Underworld. Anyway, now coming out on January 24th, we got The Turning, which is based on the book The Turning of the Screw, and it stars Mackenzie Davis, who's going to be seen in the Terminator film. We got Stranger Things dude Finn Wolfhard's in this, and Brooklyn Prince from the Florida Project. Now this looks like a pretty creepy flick, And I quite like Mackenzie Davis, so having her star in this, sign me up there. The trailer looks pretty creepy, so I'm kind of intrigued by this. So, I never really, read the Turning of the Screw, but hey, maybe the film will be interesting. Alright, now coming out on January 31st, we got a fantasy horror, and that is Gretel and Hansel, starring Sophia Lillis from It fame. Now, the trailer for this didn't do much for me, so I'm not all that I'm not all that interested in it. But hey, you got me. A horror version of Hansel and Gretel. Sign me up. Sophia Lillis, it's gonna be interesting what else she could do outside of it. I mean, I thought she was pretty good in that Nancy Drew film. So I'm kind of intrigued by seeing her in Gretel and Hansel. Like the trailer looks creepy. It just didn't really do much for me, but I'll still give this one a shot. So, all right. Now coming out on February 7th. Now this film was supposed to come out in November, but they kind of bumped it to February instead. Number 7, February 7th, we got a horror film called The Lodge. Now, The Lodge stars this actor named Riley Keough, who's of course the granddaughter of Elvis. You also got Richard Armitage from The Hobbit fame. You got, speaking of It, you got Jaden Martell from It fame. You, you got Leah McCarr, who's going to be seen in the upcoming Eternals film. Alicia Silverstone is in this. It's from Neon. And it's where, like, this soon-to-be stepmom is, like, snowed in with her fiance's 2 children at a remote holiday village. And so, like, they just want, like, a real... pretty much they just want to have, like, the relations ends up finally beginning to draw between them. And she ends up, like... and there ends up being dark secrets with the woman, and it ends up becoming... like, the trailer looks really creepy, and it premiered at Sundance. Lots of early reviews are saying that this could be the next Hereditary, and I'm getting a bit of a Hereditary vibe from this. I think The Lodge looks pretty... they of course got a trailer for it that's been out for a while. It looks creepy, and I'm kind of intrigued by it, so... Alright. Now, opening up on February 14th, they're considering this a horror film, but I'm not really 100% sure if it's really going to be full-on horror. But it is Fantasy Island, which is based on the classic TV show. It's directed by the guy who gave us Truth or Dare, which that alone is. Well, he gave us Kick-Ass 2 as well, so there's that. And you also got you got Michael Pena as Mr. Rourke. The original Fantasy Island had a couple of creepy elements to it. And this is being released by Blumhouse, and Blumhouse is really great with horror. So I'm not really sure how much horror this is going to be, but I'm actually really intrigued by Fantasy Island. You also got a few other people you got in this. You got Michael Rooker, you got Lucy Hale in this. I think this actually sounds really cool, and the original TV show is just a classic. So I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with the film updated version of it. Alright, coming out on February 28th, we got The Invisible Man. Now, Universal has pretty much been trying to get this monster cinematic universe off the ground. They tried it with Dracula Untold, that didn't do so well. They tried it with The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I kind of like The Mummy, but that still didn't do anything. So the Dark Universe is pretty much dead in the water. But it looks like... But it seems like Blumhouse is pretty much trying to revive it, because they got The Invisible Man, which will be directed by Leah Whannell, who gave us Upgrade. He was a writer of Saw. It stars Hill House dude Oliver Jackson Cohen's playing the Tyrell. The original Invisible Man is pretty great. You also got Elizabeth Moss, Storm Reed, Aldous Hodges in this. We haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm kind of really looking forward for this Invisible Man. Like, unlike the Mummy film, this is going to go pure horror, so that's kind of what was missing with the Mummy. They really wanted more action with the Mummy than they made it a straight horror film. But from what I heard, Invisible Man is going to be straight horror, so... And you got the guy who gave us Upgrade involved with this. I'm kind of looking forward for that alone. Alright, March 20th, we got... On March 20th, we got A Quiet Place 2. Now, the first Quiet Place was a surprise. Like, I didn't really expect to really like The Quiet Place as much as I did. I thought it was excellent. And when they announced the sequel, I'm a little skeptical, because the first film ended perfectly. I don't even think we need a sequel. But hey, you got John Krasinski coming back to direct. You got Emily Blunt returning to star. You got some new additions like John Hanson and Cillian Murphy on this. The kids are returning. I still have no idea what the sequel is going to be about. But I'm kind of looking forward for it because the first Quiet Place was so great, and one of the most intense moments is that nail scene. I mean, if you can sing Quiet Place, you know what scene I'm talking about. That nail scene is, oh god. But I'm hoping we get a trailer pretty soon because it comes out in March. Filming just ended, so hopefully from now till then we'll get like a trailer for it. All right, April 3rd. I still have no idea if this is coming out because we had this trailer since like 19 whatever. I'm just kidding. We had this trailer since like 2017 or 2016. I can't remember. That is New Mutants. I mean, directed by the Fortnite Stars director Josh Boone, so that should be something. I quite like that trailer that got released like years ago. The film, ended shooting before. They're still like doing reshoots of it. I still have no idea if this movie's even going to come out, or I mean, I won't even be surprised if it comes to Hulu or whatever. And the last time we had an X-Men movie was Dark Phoenix, and we saw how that turned out. I'm still looking forward for this too because you got a really great cast list. You got anyway, sorry about that. You got Game of Thrones girl Maisie Williams is in this. You got Anna Taylor Joy. You got people from Stranger Things, 13 Reasons Why, and you also got Antonio Banderas supposed to be in this. I like the trailer, and I really wish Fox and Company would just release the goddamn thing already. Like, the release date has been pushed back loads of times. It was originally supposed to come out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Then it was supposed to come out last year, and no, actually, it was supposed to come out this year, and then got bumped there. And I mean, it's a little confusing there, but I'm still hoping we get to see New Mutants because I mean, it's something very different in the X-Men universe. It's an X-Men horror film. So if we get it, we get it. If we not, whatever. All right, on May 15th. Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson are going to be reviving the Saw franchise. And the title is supposed to be called The Organ Donor, which I don't really think that's going to be the actual title, but whatever. Now, it's supposed to be directed by Darren Lil Bousman, who also directed a few of the other Saw movies. Now, I still don't know much details about this, but it's supposed to star Chris Rock and Sam Jackson, who plays Sam Jackson plays the father of Chris Rock's character, and they're really trying to discover like these gruesome murders that's been going around, and it might be a copycat, whatever. But I'm kind of interested in this. You got like Chris. When you think of the Saw franchise, you don't think of Chris Rock. I mean, Chris Rock doing Saw is a little weird. I mean, I'm kind of still looking forward for this. I mean, Samuel Jackson in the Saw movie. You got Chris Rock here. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but I'm kind of intrigued by it, especially with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson starring this alone. So, all right. Also on May 15th, I'm never really 100% sure really call Scooby-Doo a horror thing, but you could consider it a horror. But Scooby-Doo is more of a kids-friendly horror film, so I'm going to count it as a horror. And I guess it would be like counting the Addams Family as a horror, but I don't know. I don't really, do really like. Anyone in the comment section who watches this video, comment below if you ever consider Scooby-Doo a horror. I'm sometimes in between, but hey, I do love Scooby-Doo, and Scooby-Doo could be very creepy at times. So, and I'm kind of looking forward for Scooby-Doo, and I just want another reason to talk about. So, all right. Hey, wait. Sorry about that. All right, on June 12th, we got another retelling, and that is the reboot of Candyman. Now, Candyman with the great Tony Todd is just the the original Candyman, with Tony Todd is such a great one, and Tony Todd is supposed to appear in this as well, and like it's like supposed to be a spiritual sequel to the 1992 film, and it really it pretty much returns to like the gentrified Chicago neighborhood where the legend begins. It's directed by Lil Woods director Nia DaCosta. Jordan Peele's attached to this. You got Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who was just in the news this week because he's going to be in The Matrix. I mean, it's all supposed to deal with toxic fandom, and we all know how toxic fandom gets. But I'm kind of intrigued by this new Candyman. Like, after seeing what they did with like the new retelling of Halloween, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Candyman. I mean, Candyman is just a gruesome one, and I love Candyman, so I'm kind of intrigued by a new one. Alright, now, July 10th, we also have Ghostbusters, but I don't really consider Ghostbusters much of a horror, so probably just gonna skip that one. July 10th, we got the next Purge coming out next year. Now it's supposed to be the final Purge, and I kind of get a kick out of the Purge films. Like they're pretty violent, they're gruesome. Now I still don't know what this new Purge is gonna be about, and what the title is gonna be about. But hey, it's directed by Mars director Everardo Galt. I don't know much about him. So, I mean, the Purge films aren't great, but I got a kick out of them. Like, when the first Purge came out, I didn't know much about it, but then I saw it, and I really got a kick out of it. And the other Purge films that follow, they're pretty cool, so I'm kind of interested to see where the new one's going to go. Alright. On July 31st, we got Morbius, which is based on the Spider-Man villain Morbius, the living vampire. You got Jared Leto playing the title role. You got Rhys Gibson in this. You got Jared Harris. Damn. He might hear weird, but anyway. Yeah, Morbius. I still hope it's PG-13 because you can't do it. Like from what I heard, Dracula might be in this, and you can't do Dracula in a PG-13 thing. But I'm kind of intrigued by this. Like, I don't know much about Morbius, but I actually had played Morbius like in the Spider-Man games, and Morbius is a really cool character. So finally, glad. Jeez. Anyway, I'm finally glad we're getting to see what like Morbius is gonna look like live action form, and with Jared Leto, I mean, we all know lots of people don't like his Joker. But I don't care what anyone says. I love Jared Leto's Joker. Sue me for I care. Jared Leto's Joker's not bad. But anyway, Morbius I think sounds cool. I mean, after seeing Venom, I'm kind of intrigued what to see what Sony and Marvel do with Morbius. So anyway, August 7th we got The Empty Man, which funny enough, this is being released by Fox, and technically it's going to be released by Disney. It is Disney's first ever horror film. Let that sink in. Disney it'll be the first horror film that Disney's pretty much doing since they acquired Fox. And I mean, it sounds interesting. On the trail of a missing girl, an ex-cop comes across a secretive group attempting to summon a terrifying supernatural entity. It stars James Badge Dale, Owen Tate, a lot of actors in these films. Anyway, you also got Virginia. You got Virginia Cole in this. You got Stephen Root is supposed to be in this. I think it sounds pretty interesting. I'm kind of intrigued by this. I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but I'll probably give this one a shot. Alright. On August 28th, we got Spell. Now, Spell is directed by Mark Tondarau, who also directed House at the End of the Street. And it stars It stars Power Dude Omari Hardwick. He's in this, and here's the interesting premise. It's about a father who survives a plane crash in a rural Appalachia. He becomes suspicious of the elderly couple who takes him to nurse him back to health with the ancient remedies. Now, I don't know, like, it stars Omari Hardwick, and, I don't really watch Power, to be honest with you. But I think the dude's a cool actor. I've seen him in other stuff, and Spell. Wow, from Power to Spell. Just think about that. Anyway, talking horror movies. Talking horror films next year. Yep. Yeah, I'm talking about them. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Spell, with Omari Hardwick sounds pretty interesting, but the thing is, it's coming out late August, and horror films that get released late August, could be hit and miss. So hopefully, Spell is not one of them. All right, coming out on September 11th, we got The Conjuring 3. Now, The Conjuring universe has been pretty decent. Now, there's been some not so good stuff like Curse of La Llorona, The Nun, but The Conjuring. But The Conjuring 3 is supposed to evolve werewolves, and I do love me some. I do love werewolves, and the werewolves was kind of teased in the last Annabelle film, so there's that. Now, of course, we got Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga coming back as the Warrens, so we're gonna see the Warrens finally back in action. They appeared in the last Annabelle film, but they didn't really. They had barely screen time, and I still don't know much about Conjuring 3, or I know it's supposed to about werewolves and all that. But I'm kind of intrigued. I'm kind of looking for it because I like the other two Conjuring movies, so hey, anything Conjuring related, I'll definitely watch. Even if it's bad. Anyway. Alright. Coming in. Oh, alright. Opening up on September 25th, we got Edgar Wright is finally doing a. Well, he did horror, but it was more like a horror comedy with Shaun of the Dead. This is actually his first, full-on horror, not horror comedy or whatever. But, we got Last Night in Soho. Now, I still don't know what this movie is supposed to be about. From IMDb, it says, it's reported to be a psychological horror film set in London with a female lead. That doesn't really explain much. But it's supposed to star Anya Taylor-Joy, and I'm a fan of Anya Taylor-Joy. After seeing The Witch, which I'm not a fan of, I didn't like The Witch, but Anya Taylor-Joy was great in that. So, yeah, I mean, got Edgar Wright. I love Edgar Wright, so anything he does, I'll definitely watch. I have not hated an Edgar Wright movie yet, so I'm kind of intrigued with Last Night. So I just hope we know more about from now until the film's release. All right, October 16th, we got the big one, probably my anticipated horror film of next year. We got Halloween Kills. Michael Myers comes back next year. You got Jamie Lee Curtis coming back. You got Jude Greer coming back. You got Laurie Strode returning. You got her granddaughter returning. You got her daughter coming back. You got some original cast members you got Kyle Richards is returning as Lindsay Wallace. You got Anthony Michael Hall is in this. Of course, Anthony Michael Hall is playing Tommy Doyle, so there's that. You've got Robert Longshore coming back to play the bully who used to bully Tommy Doyle. You got some really original cast members coming back here, and we got the hospital returning here. Everything about this new Halloween film sounds awesome. I mean, the last Halloween film that got released last year, I got a kick out. I thought the last Halloween was great, and I'm hoping, I don't know if this new Halloween Kills is going to be as good as the last one, but I'm kind of looking forward for it. So, hey, any Michael Myers related, I'll definitely be watching. All right. Now, out on November 30th, we got Escape Room 2, which I still don't know anything about Escape Room 2. But hey, the first Escape Room was a major surprise. Now, it wasn't like great or anything, but I kind of got kicked out of the first Escape Room. So, and they got confident in this. Like, they're pretty much moving this from a January release to releasing it like around holiday season. So sign me up, and you got the original cast members coming. It was just announced that the girl was an orphan. She's gonna be in this one, so I'm kind of looking for Escape Room 2. All right, now that's pretty much all the films that has release dates. Now I'm gonna talk about the films that don't have release dates. So anyway, first up, I'm going to talk about Antlers. Now, Antlers looks interesting. You know, it's produced by Guillermo del Toro, who also has Nightmare Alley coming out next year as well. I'll talk about that later on. Yeah, I mean, you've got Carrie Russell from Felicity fame is in this. I mean, here's what Antlers is about. A small town origin teacher and her brother, who's the local sheriff, become intertwined with a young student harboring a dangerous secret with frightening consequences. You know, you got Jesse Plemons is in this. Like, who doesn't love Jesse Plemons? I always adore. I had a crush on Carrie Russell ever since I saw Felicity. Sue me, I actually have watched Felicity one time. And the trailer looks insane. I mean, I think this looks interesting, so I'm kind of intrigued by it. All right, now also we got Wrong Turn coming out next year. Now, I got a kick out of the Wrong Turn movies. Like, they're just so darn gruesome. They're bloody fun. I mean, in this one, it's probably going to straight to DVD, but hey, that's cool on my part. I mean, you've got it was just announced that Matthew Modine's gonna appear in this. You know, speaking of Stranger Things, yeah, I cannot wait to see Wrong Turn back. You know, you got the those creepy Three Fingers coming back. I mean, those like I always joke about Wrong Turn because every time I go down to Roanoke, Virginia, you know, you always have to pass by West Virginia. So whenever I pass by like go through West Virginia, I always make a Wrong Turn joke. And Wrong Turn is just so gruesome. You know, I love these gory stuff. So definitely go check out Wrong Turn whenever it comes. All right. Now, also coming out next year, we got Terrifier. Now, Pennywise is a creepy clown. You know, I love Pennywise, but Art the Clown is probably even creepier. I mean, Art. Art the Clown is like one of the most gruesome killer clowns there is. And the first Terrifier was pretty creepy. It was gory, and I have no idea what the sequel's gonna be about. But hey, well, from what I heard, like from according to IMDb, here's what Terrifier 2 is supposed to be about. After being resurrected by a sinister entity, Art the Clown returns to Miles County, where he must hunt down and destroy a teenage girl and her young brother on Halloween night. It's directed by Damien Leone, who directed the first film. Terrifier, I cannot wait to see. I mean, first film, I really got kicked out. So, I don't know if the sequel will be any good. That will have to be waiting to see. But, hey, anything with Art the Clown back, sign me up. Alright. We also got Netflix's Army of the Dead, directed by having Zack Snyder coming back to the zombie genre since Dawn of the Dead. You got Dave Bautista's in this. You got speaking of Omari Hardwick, you got Omari Hardwick in this. You got some pretty interesting actors here. And the synopsis. The synopsis sounds interesting. Here's what it's about. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. Now this is, features like zombies in it. Features like a bank robbery. Sign me up. I mean, I do love me a good heist film, so there's that. I love me a good zombie film. And Zack Snyder, I don't care what anyone says, whatever. I love Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder is a visionary, awesome director. I don't care. I quite liked his Batman vs Superman. I like Man of Steel. Watchmen is great. 300 is awesome. I like Zack Snyder, so anything he does, I'm gonna be watching. Alright. Now we got Fear Street 2 Entry coming out. Now, Fear Street is supposed to be like based on the R.L. Stein books. Of course, R.L. Stein wrote Goosebumps. And Fear Street sounds interesting. I mean, here's what it's about. A murder mystery shakes up the town of Shadyside, Ohio. Now, I still don't know much about it, but yeah, it's supposed to be like a murder mystery, so I like me a good murder mystery, so there's that. And you also got Jillian Jacobs supposed to be in this, from Community fame. The girl from Kiana Madeira from is supposed to be in this. I think this sounds interesting. I never really read the R.L. Stein books, so kind of intrigued by Fear Street. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good, but I'll give it a shot. And Part 1 and 2 are supposed to come out next year, so very rare to see two sequels coming out in the same year. That's pretty rare. There's also another Netflix horror film coming out next year called There's Something Inside Your House. Now, here's what it's about. The graduating class of Osborne High is being targeted by a mass assailant and intent on exposing the darkest secrets of each victim, and only a group of misfit outsiders can stop the killings before their own secrets are revealed to the world. It's directed by Patrick Rice, who gave us Creep. He just did that Corporate Animals film. This sounds pretty creepy. I mean, having your secrets exposed, that's probably more creepier. But hey, it's also supposed to have a mass assailant there too, so hey, sign me up. This probably could be interesting, or it could be another Netflix dumpster fire. Who knows? Alright, we also got a horror film called Separation, which is directed by Devil Inside director William Brent Bell, who also has The Boy 2 coming out, which I think is going to come out next year, because it's supposed to come out this year, but I haven't seen a trailer for it, so whatever. And it's where, like, this young woman must, like, find solace in her artist father and the ghost of her dead mother. It stars Rupert Friend from that Hitman Agent 47 film. This sounds pretty intriguing, but the director did give us a Devil Inside, but he also gave us The Boy, which I kind of got kicked out of, so. We got Run, Sweetheart, Run, where this woman tries to get home after her blind date turns violent. Directed by Shayna Feast, who gave us Country Strong. Starring Ella Bella-Sinica, who also going to be seen in the upcoming Charlie's Angels reboot. Got Jess Garber from Shameless fame. Got Clark Gregg from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fame. This sounds interesting. I mean, I still don't know much about it, or I just know that synopsis alone. But I guess reason why I don't do blind dates, I mean, does that sound familiar? Does that sound make any sense? But anyway. Also, we got The Collector coming out, which is like a follow-up to The Collector and The Collection, which are crazy films. You got Marcus Dunson coming back to direct. It could be interesting. So, alright. We also got Eli Roth's scripted film called 1031, where now we still don't have a director for this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out next year. Like, anyway, and it's about like this young woman who takes her niece and nephew trick or treating, and discover that inside the candy wrapper that says that there's like a killer loose on her block. So I guess there's a killer loose here. It's produced by I think, yeah, it's produced by Eli Roth. I still don't know who's going to direct this, who's going to star in this, but it sounds interesting, so sign me up. Anyway, we also got some Western horror film called The Pale Door, which I don't know much about. We got The Rental, which is directed by Dave Franco. I mean, taking taking after his older brother James Franco, I say. And it also stars Dave Franco opposite his wife Alison Brie. Speaking of Shameless, you also got Jeremy Allen White in this, and it's where like these two couple rent a vacation home for what should be a celebratory weekend getaway. I mean that sounds kind of intriguing. I mean, James Franco is a bit of a hit and miss director, so I'm curious to see what how good Dave Franco could be as a director. I mean, who knows if he'll have the same genes as his brother, but we'll see. Well, same directing experience, that is. I also got some horror. We also got the remake of. Oh no. Now this. That's pretty much all I'm just gonna talk about. It's getting a little too cold out here. Now there's still rumors that Friday the 13th is coming out next year, produced by LeBron James, but I'll wait when I see that. But let me leave it to you guys. Which some of these horror movies are you interested in watching? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movies signing off.